Oh, I do like a crumpet, oh, I do like a crumpet, oh, I do like a crumpet chronicle.
Hello, welcome to the Crumpet Chronicle podcast.
Steve, the long-awaited return of the Crumpet Chronicle podcast.
Well, we haven't done one in about 13 days of the 20 days we've been doing these, so
Yeah.
eagerly waited.
Yeah, well,
Awaited.
you know what? One of our videos had like 1,500 views, which is great.
Not bad.
You know, we want to average that, and then times that by about 100,000,
That would be grand.
and that would be well over $1,000.
Yeah, so we're
Steve.
getting there.
And you know, so I think the time has come for another sort of just a general podcast. So we're going to be chatting shit for a bit.
I think it's mainly news. We're doing news
Well,
things.
We're going to focus on news today, aren't we, Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the main thing I want to chat on about, I'm not sure if you saw it, was old...
Are you going straight into it, Steve?
Well, this is the kind of thing I've got.
All right,
I've
so
got
we're not like messing around with anything. We're not going to sort of tease them with what we've got coming up.
I've got nothing to say to you.
Okay, well, there's a couple of things, that I was going to talk about. The first was Carry On,
Yeah.
and I don't mean that in terms of keep
Well,
talking.
what I'm doing, no.
I mean,
Stop whatever you're doing. And listen to Carry On.
the famous group of films called the Carry On movies.
Yep.
They're apparently getting a comeback.
I can't see how that's possible.
Well, there's one I think it's rumoured to be called Carry On Hospital, and it's going to be like.
About sexy superbugs.
Yeah, probably. One would assume it's going to be basically about it's going to be Carry On again, but it's going to be in the 21st century with new actors and all that sort of thing. I don't know how they're going to do it without Alan Bennett and all that sort of stuff. But either way, it's going to be very sexual innuendo-y.
I don't understand how that can possibly be a thing. The whole point of the day was they were a bit
camp,
bit raunchy.
Yeah.
Right. Like, who wants to see whoever they're going to get in it? And then them seeing a lady like kind of half scantily dressed, and then a kazoo goes off to imply an erection. I don't know who's gonna enjoy that.
That is true. It's like I can't even do it.
That is the only
Something like that.
That is the only use for a kazoo that there has ever been.
Yeah, but it was popular over time, Steve. Now it's not popular. So I think the problem is at the moment there's a lot of kind of let's just re-release stuff that was done before. So anything that came out in the 70s or 80s that was big and a cult or whatever, let's re-release it. And that's going on with the Ghostbusters.
Well, again, Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Check out our Ghostbusters trailer.
Yeah, Ghostbusters trailer review.
I think we're quite fair on Ghostbusters.
Fair but blunt, Steve.
I think blunt. I think you were James Blunt. That's how bad you got.
Yeah.
But then,
yeah.
The other thing is, well, you're talking about things coming back.
Yeah.
Things coming back. All right, your phone's dying.
Yeah, I want.
Sorry,
phone
there's
charge.
an iPhone emergency right here.
Yeah. Go on, Steve. Carry on.
No, literally. Right. There's also Dad's Army did a film. Did you see this?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, Dad's Army made a film come back, and it was bloody panned, absolutely panned.
It's
Well, it had some people in it who you might actually quite like. Like it had Neil from The Inbetweeners,
Bill Nye.
Bill Nye, others I'm sure.
Yeah.
Hang on, I was then looking up the cast list, and it's just all the old boys, and it's really sad looking at this because they're almost certainly dead.
Yeah. Of course they are. But, you see, my issue is this, right? Things such as, you look at old comedies, for example, now if you released Fawlty Towers, right? Mm-hmm. Now imagine you released Fawlty Towers as a new thing, and instead of John Cleese, you had Stephen Merchant, right? For example, playing Basil Fawlty.
I'm not gonna lie, a part of me really wants to see that.
Part of me wants to see Steve, sure, but part of me knows it's going to be panned, and the reason it's going to be panned is because there's this obsession, this complete obsession with remaking
old stuff,
old things that used to work, and there's a reason it used to work. It worked in a time, and they became timeless and classics because they stood the test of time.
Yeah.
To reintroduce that and to just
loses all the value.
It loses all the value of it
sense.
and makes it essentially worthless because it's not the same characters in the same roles. It's brand new actors in old roles.
Yeah.
And it will never meet expectations.
Right, there's the big hitters. People want to be hitting that perfect age group between 16 to 40, pretty much. They're actually a big target audience, right?
Yeah.
I don't know who Dad's Army is really going to appeal to, for example, or Carry On, or any of this sort of stuff.
Well, exactly. Dad's Army probably had a slight advantage over Carry On because it's
5.5.
5.5 on IMDb is shocking.
That's not great.
But then you look at the original series, and it would probably be an 8 or a 9. You see,
Yeah.
the thing is, Dad's Army at its time was edgy and raunchy, but it's you take for example the Carry On now. A lot of the people that enjoyed that are well into their 60s and 70s.
Or dead.
Yeah, or dead.
Almost certainly
Mostly, almost certainly dead. Like Dad's Army, the original, you've brought it up there on IMDb, 8.1. So you have, and IMDb's not the be all and end all, but you have Dad's Army coming out now. Who does it appeal to? Well, people like me and you and a lot of other people our age who like old comedies
Yeah.
might go and watch it. But
Did you even know it was out? Did you know they'd redone it?
well, I knew they were redoing one, but only because I actively searched it. Like I,
See, this is what you've been waiting for. This is the opportunity you've been
I
waiting
mean,
for
it was
for
like
years.
I saw like there was like a special on the BBC about the original, and they said it was being remade as a movie and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But
Well,
the marketing wasn't great for it, and it's only relevant in Britain because this is the thing as well. Dad's Army, the show, was only really done in Britain, wasn't it?
Yeah, but yeah, again, that's something I can't see having a mass. It's not got a big German audience, for example.
No, Dash is neat good.
As 9 good, 9 danke. Well, I think there is a room for some things to be rebooted and do well, like Bond, for example. Bond is always constantly reinventing itself and changing up.
Well, that's different.
Which is different,
Yeah.
granted. But then on other series that have come back and were like really old, Doctor Who came back in a big way. Even though I personally can't stand it.
Yeah, well, I think the big two differences there is, firstly, Dad's Army was a TV series. You had a space of 10 years to get to know and love these characters. Mm-hmm. And in the movie, you've got, 89, 90 minutes
Yeah.
to then instantly...
Actually-
First, you have to work out, so he's supposed to be him. I know he's Mannering because he looks a bit like him. I know he's that, and the other.
Yeah.
And then you have to tell a quick story in that time, and that's it. Whereas if you redo TV series like Doctor Who's always linear anyway. I know he's a time traveller.
Well, no, that's right. Every
But, like,
series
it's-
is a reboot. It's
Well,
this is the
no,
thing about
every
Doctor
series he changes his appearance, but that's because the Doctor in his character refreshes his
Who.
look.
That's because the actor gets bored and they go, let's get
Ah,
someone else
yes,
in.
but they disguise it with storylines, Steve.
They do. But I don't know. I think rebooting really old stuff, I just don't think a lot of the time there's a big market for it. Like I say, I don't know who's going to watch Carry On. Are you going to watch Carry On?
No,
I
I mean,
will
if it's...
carry on ignoring it as I have been for my past 25
yeah,
years.
good pun, and probably stick to doing that.
Stick to your puns.
Stick to your
bugger
puns. No, I mean, like, if you release... Look, I don't know, like, Cheers, for example, or Happy Days from America. If we
Days
sort
would
of
be so
look at the
hard,
American
wouldn't it?
sort of side of it. Now, if you said to an American 30-year-old who probably used to watch Happy Days, I don't know, let's say on a Tuesday night when he was younger, and it was old then,
Yeah, it
do you know what I
probably
mean?
old then.
So for him to now to then say they're going to do a movie on Happy Days
Just be 2 hours of just
if that, so an hour and a half to 2 hours of
just be Fonzie.
of
Just
the,
the whole time.
yeah,
That's all-
Fonz
that's all
and
anyone gets.
Ron Howard or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Just Ron Howard being ginger
in
and old,
that sort of.
and Henry Winkler just hitting an iPod.
Yeah.
and just hoping that it starts.
This is the thing.
That's it.
It doesn't work. You can't then do that. You can't then bring it back to that time frame. That's
Yeah.
why I think it's particularly in sitcoms and old TV shows to then turn into movies is a big mistake.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway.
Along the same line of rebooting, Daniel Craig in the news today.
Ooh.
Oh,
Exclusive.
Mr. Potato Head himself.
Yep.
He was offered apparently after Spectre $99 million or £68 million in the Queens.
Yep.
To do 2 more movies, and he turned it down. He's turned it down.
You see, that's surprising
Why,
monetarily wise, but
68 million quid
Yeah.
for 2 movies, which of like one of the biggest franchises.
yeah. And how long does principal photography take? Like 8 weeks, 9 weeks?
Maybe I know, probably
like-
yeah,
maybe a bit
it's-
longer.
It ain't long. It certainly
No.
ain't 52 weeks.
No.
And yeah, and he turns it right down. So it looks like he's done and dusted.
Well, there'll be a few things that come to mind here. Firstly, probably actors hate this word, but he probably won't want to be typecast. The second point is
he's already there.
he sort of is.
Well, I don't know, because he's done a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, but then the second point is really you look at, like, he probably will be thinking that, you know, Spectre didn't do spectacularly well.
Nice.
That was another shit pun.
You didn't even know
I didn't even realise I'd done it. Skyfall, I loved.
I thought Skyfall
I thought it was great.
even though it is essentially the Dark Knight.
It is, and it didn't actually get great plot. It was mixed reviews,
I think so.
mixed to positive.
Yeah, a lot of it was on the old nostalgia.
Yeah,
I was in a cinema where, in Skyfall, where the car he's at Skyfall Lodge.
Yeah.
Where or Manor,
Yeah.
where it becomes adult Home Alone.
yeah.
And when he starts his car up and the machine guns go off and all this sort of stuff,
Yeah.
a man in the audience laughed and applauded. He was like,
I remember that from the 60s.
That's just terrific.
Yeah.
Like literally, I've never seen a reaction like it. So
No.
I'm sure there were other cinemas where people were whooping and doing other un-British things.
Yeah,
But,
probably.
But Skyfall I thought was spot on. Spectre weren't so great. But I'm surprised he's now done and dusted with that.
Well, I mean, come on, he's done 4. I mean, look, Casino Royale was great.
Yeah.
Quantum of Solace was poor. Let's be honest. It was.
Well, I was talking about this earlier. It's good. I don't mind it. I think it's good when it's watched immediately after Casino Royale.
Well, yeah. But
But-
Bonds are not that. That's not what Bonds are.
Yeah, exactly. But if a movie needs a movie crutch,
Exactly.
then it
It's-
doesn't work.
I think it's one of the shortest movies he's done of the Bonds. I think it's like it is very reliant on Casino Royale in the sense that it really is almost like Casino Royale Part 2 or Casino Royale
Part deux.
like the dossier, like the dossier files, you know?
And the bit where he throws that little French man into a bin.
Yeah.
Which is
Look, there are some great moments,
There's a
Steve.
great moment. Who would what? Any movie where a Frenchman's getting thrown in the bin gets a thumbs up.
Sacre bleu.
Yeah,
Look,
I think that's what he showed. He's
there are
the
some
final word.
sacre bleu moments,
He was
but
he was a stereotype right until the end. That bloke.
yeah, he was. But I think he probably wants to move on to other things while he still can.
Well, the next big thing: who would replace him?
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill. Go back to the traditional.
But Henry Cavill is huge, though. Like,
Are you talking about-
I'm talking about him, his physique. He's bloody Superman. You can't be Superman and James Bond. You
Well-
can't do the pair of them.
They have to make a decision here because Daniel Craig, they went
Well,
with the kind of
do you know-
tougher.
We know the bookie's favourite is
Who?
Tom Hiddleston, old Loki.
Tom Hiddleston. Tom Posh name.
Tom posh name a ton.
Yeah.
Yeah, he apparently bookies have stopped taking bets because it's looking more and more like a sure thing that it's going to be him.
You see, he is an unusual choice, actually.
Yeah. Well, no, I think
Well,
he's definitely English enough.
Oh, he's definitely
he's
English.
got
enough.
that going on. But is he? I don't think he hasn't got that grittiness.
No, but that
He seems-
doesn't matter if they're rebooting because they could go like Piers Brosnan. I was about to say Piers Morgan then.
Yeah.
Pierce Brosnan
Yeah.
he didn't have that toughness that say Dalton had or Connery.
Dalton was just a madman. In this.
Dalton was
he
a
was
bit
feeding
of-
men to sharks and
He was.
doing all kinds of crazy
But
crap.
Daniel Craig was the first, like, physically sort of, even though he's only a little fella, but the
Yeah.
way they film it, Craig was the first sort of, like, ultra tough guy having the sort of Jason Bourne style fights.
Well, that's what it was. That was a reaction to Bourne,
Yeah,
pretty much. But
it was.
Craig's just an animal in that film. In all his Bonds, he's a mentalist. And Tom Hiddleston just looks nice. He looks like a perfectly nice chap. I could see him being a villain.
Well, that's it. That's the thing. He is kind of a villain. I mean, he played a nice guy in Warhorse.
Oh, yeah, I'll look after your horse.
Yeah.
I'll die.
Yeah, he'll die.
The horse will be grand.
And does he die, Steve? I mean, he gets shot straight off his
See when
horse.
he gets mowed down? There's an ambush in a field. He gets mowed.
Yes, yeah. It was very World War One-y tragic death thing.
The usual tragic.
The usual,
World War I death.
yeah.
Most of them were.
Yeah.
There were very few funny deaths.
Oh, very few funny deaths.
I mean, the bloke who was writing the poem, he had a gun in his hand.
Well, it's the common thing that's said, Steve. I mean, gun or a shield. If he had Captain America's shield.
If we all had a Captain America shield.
So that'll learn him. No, but I think Tom Hiddleston could work. I think he's a safe option, but I think it's a bit strange. I would have liked Idris Elba.
Yeah, but that was a big thing about a black Bond.
Yeah.
Like, could it be done? I think Idris Elba could have done it, but he's already pretty old. That's the main thing. I think it's just the age more than anything else.
It might be. I mean, I think it would have been like a nice I don't know how to say it, like a sort of nod towards the fact that Bond can be any representation of 21st century Britain.
Well, that's the thing. If blonde,
Yeah.
if Bond was black, he would have to be. The world would react to him differently. Like, would they start using like racist slurs against Bond or something like that? Because people are always insulting him.
I know what you mean. No, Bond's never done that. Bond has never crossed that race.
No, but that's what I mean. Like in Live and Let Die, for example, Bond's race was a big thing. So if James Bond is black, it fundamentally changes the character of James Bond.
Yeah,
We're
but,
treading a very, very dangerous line here.
yeah, we are. But it's not. It's not. Yeah, no. I mean, you can talk about it. It's not like they used to say in the older ones. It used to go, "Oh, here comes that English agent or whatever."
Yeah.
And they knew because he was white. For example, in the is it Diamonds Are Forever, where he's in Japan? I can't remember. And like he's the only one in Japan.
No, that's oh god, that is the most racist Bond ever. That
Yeah.
is You Only Live Twice, when he gets plastic surgery to look Asian.
Yeah.
Right, this is definitely got. I will definitely put up an image of this. Right,
Yeah.
Sean Connery Asian. Right, and basically he has plastic surgery. They give him a little bowl cut haircut.
Yeah.
And it's the most raging
Raging
the
racism.
most raging Asian racism.
Yeah.
Right, I've got to try and find this picture. And it's like, back in the day, that was alright, but I don't think there's going to be a Japanese James Bond anytime
No,
soon.
but I see what you mean by the fact that if it's a black Bond, then that old sort of antiquated view of like the gentleman English agent is changed.
Yeah, well,
Isn't
there
it?
was someone
Because
who
white
said-
people back then, or
someone was
Britain was more
chiming in.
white, if you will.
Yeah, someone was chiming in on this, and they said Idris Elba is too street. He's too street. He's basically, but that's pretty racist right there.
It's not really racist, it's just a stupid comment that doesn't mean anything. Sorry, we're just looking at the... We'll put it up on the screen.
Yeah, Sean Connery is he's a massive Scottish man,
Yeah.
and they've given him a terrible haircut and given him
His eyebrows
slitty
up a
eyes,
bit.
and he's meant to be Asian.
Yeah.
It's outrageous.
They've basically... Yeah, that's pretty...
That's who I want to see the next Bond doing that.
Yeah, that's racist. No, I think Idris Elba's not too street. I think that's stupid. I think it's probably because he was in The Wire.
Yeah, but to be fair, yeah, that was on the hard streets
He was
of.
playing an American bloke in The Wire. So and he was on a street. So
That's pretty
if
much it,
if that constitutes being too street, Steve, I don't know
Oh,
what.
it is.
But
Unless you're a street twice.
unless you,
That's two streets.
yeah, streets, or
Wait.
unless you are the streets. Dry your eyes, mate.
Oh, they broke up now. No more disappointing, depressing songs.
Thank Christ for that.
Well, real quick, if we're just looking at the odds, Bond, you got Tom Hiddleston,
Yep.
and then you got Aidan Turner, who was one of the dwarves in The Hobbit. I can't remember which one of the twins.
Yes, he
Who
was.
what are the twins called in that?
Keely and Feely.
Yeah, he's Philly.
Killy.
Killy?
Killy. He was the one with the black hair who gets with
That's it.
the elf.
And he's in Poldark as well, and he's done mighty well for himself.
Yeah,
Poldark's a
he's
big
done
hit.
quite well.
So he's
He's an Irish lad, isn't he?
yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, fair play. Then Tom Hardy. I don't think Tom Hardy.
I don't think Tom Hardy will do it.
No, I think he's too big at that. Then Idris Elba. And
Damien Lewis is an outside shout.
but first of all, he's a redhead, and again, age.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that Chiwetel Ejiofor,
That's really surprised me.
that's out there, isn't it?
Well, he's a character actor.
He is a character
And
actor.
I'll say character actor. He has carried films, but he doesn't strike me as Bond-like at all.
No.
Same with Michael Fassbender's on here as well. Michael Fassbender. I don't think Michael Fassbender is particularly Bond-like.
I can sort of imagine Fassbender doing it.
I could see Cavill, and I could see Hiddleston, and I could see
Yeah.
Damien Lewis, but
See, there it says Jeremy Renner.
good God, that is pushing it. I mean, I think he's only a couple of places are offering odds on that.
I
Chris
don't...
Hemsworth.
I don't hate the idea of Jeremy Renner, by the way. I actually don't hate that. I think he looks the part of like a
He looks
British
a bit-
agent.
he
I know he's an
looks-
American bloke,
He
but
looks Daniel Craig-esque, doesn't he?
yeah.
Sorry, I just love looking down. Kit Harington, old John Crow himself.
Yeah, that's...
Nicholas Hoult, I can't see that.
No.
Somebody's a pushing
Christian Bale's are ridiculous. Sam Worthington and... Yeah, I mean, there are a few... Sort of like James McAvoy's not really an
it.
option.
Hugh Jackman, who?
There's Hemsworth... The couple of the Hemsworth brothers are on there. George Clooney makes an appearance. No.
Liev Schreiber. Anyway, let's just get... David Williams.
Actually, do you know what? Liev Schreiber, I'd love him as Bond.
He's pretty damn good. I was
He's
watching...
got the tough...
Oh, hang on, don't mind me. Liev Schreiber.
Edit that out. Liev Schreiber, He potentially could be.
Well, maybe. I saw him and Daniel Craig in Defiance.
Yeah.
And he's really good in that.
He's a good actor, and he just looks the part as well.
Terrible Sabretooth. In a
Yeah.
terrible, terrible movie.
Yeah, that's not his fault, Steve.
Well, so, but his power is to grow his nails. He's
Yeah.
literally like, that's like shit Meg.
Yeah,
Like,
Meg
she
Griffin
gets
on
the-
Family Guy's super. Yeah. Well, yeah, David Tennant. That's out. Daniel Radcliffe. Piss off.
Yeah, I can't see any of that.
No,
stuff
but
working
the
out.
top favourite is
Still-
it's going to be either Cavill or it's going to be Hiddleston, isn't it?
Good luck to him.
I think Michael Caine, a late,
I would like to see Michael Caine back at the role.
just for one, like why not?
right.
Just like a sort of slower Bond. He just sort of pulls up in the car, never gets out the car, but shoots the guy from in the car. Steve.
And just like, no, he goes full Harry Brown on his ass.
Oh yeah, like slowly walks towards people and just like puts a knife in them as they attack him. He like falls into them with a knife and then pushes them into a canal, disposing of the body.
And you're falling in the
Yeah.
He just goes around falling into Blofeld.
And then he just goes and plays dominoes with his mate Sid down the pub.
Sid's dead, mate.
Yeah, he is now. Well,
Speaking of people who should be dead,
go on.
Prison Break.
Ooh,
Now, this is the thing. You've not seen Prison Break at all, have you?
no.
And it's now coming back. So I assume you're on the edge of your seat for that.
Look, put it this way, I'm not on the edge of my seat, but if you split the seat 50-50,
No, it's
I would be
I'll
on
split
that 50th side of the seat towards the edge of the seat.
Of course, that
But
makes
I'm
sense.
not on the edge of the seat,
Basically,
Steve.
don't split the sofa in two.
Okay.
I don't need that. It was free.
Yeah.
So yeah, Prison Break's coming back, and Prison Break was excellent. The first series was spot on. The second series was good. 3 goes silly. 4 is like close to garbage.
Yeah.
It's not great. And well, do you know? Are you okay if I spoil Prison Break for you? You're not.
Go
that
ahead,
fast.
mate.
Basically,
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Alert. Spoilers.
right. I'm going to summarise Prison Break for you.
Go on.
Bloke goes to prison. Is framed for murder.
Ooh.
That's not the main guy. That's Lincoln.
Okay.
Then his brother goes in. His brother's incredibly smart and helped design the prison that his brother is now in.
Right.
He gets
Is
himself.
that Schofield?
That's Schofield.
Okay.
Schofield gets himself in prison to save his brother.
That's nice of him.
That's really nice of him. And then they're going to escape together before the brother's executed.
Oh, no.
End of season 1, pretty much they escape.
Right.
Season 2, they're on the run.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an agent out there who's trying to catch them all up.
Mm-hmm.
Then season 3, Michael goes into a prison in Panama.
He's
where-
Michael.
Sorry, Schofield. Michael
Oh,
Schofield.
okay. We're not talking about Philip Schofield, are
Not
we? The
Philip
presenter
Schofield.
of This Morning with Holly Willoughby.
I'd love to see him try to break out of prison.
He'd just dance and put on his Joseph's Technicolor Dreamcoat.
And he'd sell locks of his beautiful silver hair.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And,
he,
and get buggered by the large black man.
oh, poor man. He'd love it though.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah, he'd take it well. Yeah, so then they go to a Panamanian?
Panamanian.
Yeah, Panama prison.
Well done, Steve.
Yeah, thanks. Called Sona, which there are no guards. How lucky.
There are no guards.
There are no, well, they are, but they're outside, and it's basically a wild prison where the inmates run it.
Okay.
And so Michael has to break out of there.
Right.
He breaks out of there. That's the end of the 3rd season.
Okay.
And then the 4th season, it's a massive conspiracy plot where they have to bring down this evil Illuminati-like organisation.
Oh, Jesus, man.
And literally, that's where the 4th season goes. And it ends with them succeeding. And then there's a movie after that called Prison Break: The Last Break, where Michael Schofield's bit of Crumpet, not Crumpet Chronicle,
No.
his missus, she gets put in prison for their antics when they were bringing down this Illuminati organisation called the Company.
Jesus.
So then he has to break her out of prison.
Oh,
and
Christ.
in order to break her out...
He's awful good at breaking people out of prison,
he loves
Steve, isn't
breaking-
he?
Well, not so good. Not so good in the last one because he has to cut some cables in order to free her, and he gets electrocuted and died.
Schofield dies.
Schofield dies at the end of Prison Break: The Last Break, but he already had a. Yeah, this is a good point as well. He had a brain tumor thing going on in his head, so he was going to die anyway.
Right.
Right. And
So
that was the end of basically the end of Prison Break was that Michael he's like a genius.
Yeah.
But he managed to save his brother. He saved his missus. His missus was pregnant with his kid, which was
Yeah.
nice. So his pregnant wife got away, and so did his brother. But he died in the process.
But then also, after he died, he came out as a homosexual.
Well, that was already readily apparent, and then he did get quite large.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah, did well with her, but that was because he was depressed. and he
Steve,
thought, yeah,
question.
you,
Season 5.
yeah,
Is he back?
he's back.
So he's not dead?
But this is the thing, right? Because he had this incurable brain fuck.
Yeah.
He had this incurable brain thing going on that he was going to die in a couple of months anyway. He then ended up electrocuting himself to death. And now, in the new trailer, he's ended up in some prison.
So not only was his brain tumified,
Yeah.
it was just plain fried.
It was fried, tumified, and then he died.
Fried, died.
Died. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Not looking good for this bloke at the moment then, Steve.
But this is the thing, and now in the new trailer, he's in another prison. And he's got to break out of this prison.
Right, Steve, I'm starting to see a pattern here.
Yeah.
Something is emerging. Look, I never got into the first series. I'm not going to watch it.
Does the description I've just given you make you want to watch it?
You didn't really sell it to me, mate. I could see it in your eyes. You were trying. You were trying to sell it.
The first season is brilliant. Like, it's really, really good. And you get really invested. And then the second season is really strong as well. But then it just goes down the toilet. Goes thoroughly down the pan.
When does the bloke from The War at Home appear?
The War at Home?
You know that crap comedy? That American comedy, The War at Home?
I've not seen The War at Home.
You know Phoebe, in Friends, Phoebe's boyfriend who's a cop?
Oh, he's season 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
He plays
An idiot.
some guy. He's the one he's the inside man helping them take down the company, the
Right.
Illuminati.
Oh, okay.
And it ends with him. I think someone injects him with bleach and he ends up paralysed in a chair.
Jesus, that's dark.
Yeah, like
God.
I cannot remember his name. It's like Ron someone. I can't remember.
We'll say Ron Weasley for now.
It's Ron Weasley, but yeah, he ends up like the final scene is basically him looking out of a window in this hospital, and he's just in a chair looking really derpy and sad.
Well, let's hope that he gets the use of his legs back, Steve.
No, I don't care. I don't care about this fiction.
Okay, let's hope he doesn't get the use of his legs back, Steve. Steve,
Yeah.
next segment of news.
What you got?
Well, this is interesting because I'm only reading it actually from Thingy. Robin Wright,
Oh yeah, Mrs. Underwood.
Mrs. Underwood. There's been a bit of a thing going on. Apparently, like payment, she wasn't receiving like equal pay to the blokes who were on House of Cards.
She's not expecting the same as Kevin Spacey.
Well, apparently, according to Screen Time in like one of the last series or something, she had equal amount of screen time as Kevin Spacey within, give or take a few whatever minutes. So there's been like a discrepancy there. So she's been fighting for equal pay, which I think she's probably fighting like proportionally for screen time and work rather than she's not top billed.
Well, I mean, I think you'll find that the American legal system and the way her American women's pay goes in America, she's only as 87% as good as Kevin Spacey. So
is that all they get in America? 87%.
Well, I think they earn 87 cents to the dollar that a man earns. Something terrible like that. But I mean,
Right.
Which is fine. That's not the end. No, it's not fine. That's terrible. That's awful.
That's
what we're
awful.
talking about. That's literally
Yeah.
the worst
No.
thing that can happen. No, but what I mean is, in terms of her screen time, whether she's worth it. In the 4th season, I thought she was really good.
Well, this is the point, right? I didn't want to get into a whole fucking debate about like.
I think you did, but you brought it up.
Well, I brought it up because I was just like, sort of, women obviously should get paid the same. We all know how we feel about that, unless you're a fucking member of the BNP or you're far right.
Oh, there's all our far right listeners gone.
Oh, sorry, far right listeners, twats. Don't want them listening. And I'm a little bit conservative myself, Steve.
I was gonna say.
I just think like if a woman like Robin Wright, if a woman, if Robin Wright is basically
Doing
on
as
the
much
House
as
of Cards,
Kevin
doing as much as Kevin Spacey, why are they not paid the same? I don't have the reason to answer that
I
question, but
do. Kevin Spacey's an Oscar winner. Kevin Spacey carries the show. Oh,
yeah, that's fair enough. Oh, we're getting some zooms, Steve.
CNN's kicking off.
Zoom.
Jeez. Well, Kevin Spacey is a pull. He's more of a pull to the show than Robin Wright is.
Okay.
There's more vested interest to keep Kevin Spacey on the show. Kevin Spacey's the main character in the show.
Yeah.
He's the one who talks to the camera.
Yeah.
And does everything else. It's Frank Underwood's show. Claire Underwood is like clearly the secondary character.
Well, it's interesting you say that, Steve. I got some stats for you.
Oh, stab it to me, bro.
Apparently, Claire Underwood's character was more popular than Frank Underwood.
According to whom?
according to Forbes magazine and polls done by the actual show itself, and also the Huffington Post.
Oh, you can't ask for the
So she basically believed that if her character was more popular than Frank, should she not be on the same monetary scale as Kevin Spacey? And basically, I'm not feeling overly sorry for her because look, she's made 3.7. Well, we'll do it in dollars. She's made $5.5 million for her work on the show at an estimate of $420,000 an episode.
I think she'll get over it.
And that was last year alone.
Right. Well, I
So-
understand that. Well, that's fair, but let's put it this way: if Frank Underwood died in House of Cards, the show
Would cease to exist.
If Claire Underwood died,
Yeah, you're right.
the show could carry on.
Well, you're right. I'm playing devil's advocate here, really, because if
Well,
we're not talking about...
damning you, I'm sick of that. You're coming over here with your theoreticals and perfectly reasonable questions.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, if we're not talking about like a man and a woman who work like in a bank or in a supermarket. When a man earns more than a woman. But if you got like a man and a woman and they're working at a Tesco's or a Walmart, you know, and one's getting paid like $5 an hour and the other one's getting paid like $4 an hour, that's
$4
bollocks.
an hour.
But by the way, that's shit pay anyway, and should be more than that, you know. But let's just say, for example, then that's wrong.
Yeah.
When we're talking about she's getting 420 grand an episode,
Yeah.
and she's not the top biller. She's not. It's not like because you know, putting a mirror up to this, there could be on the flip side a female-dominated lead. And the male actor who could be secondary. I mean, did in the Iron Lady,
Nice.
Meryl Streep probably got more than Jim Broadbent, who was her husband. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, do you know what? I was really trying to think hard of any man in that. I'm so glad you remembered. I've not seen the Iron Lady in a long time.
Yeah, it was average.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to think about anything else like a little bit more current. Like the one I was going for was then thinking of was 30 Rock.
30
If
Rock.
you think of 30 Rock, for example, I'm not quite in the same dramatic level. However, in terms of salary, it doesn't work because Tina Fey.
She also wrote, directed,
and Alec Baldwin.
But you could compare Alec Baldwin to. So I don't know the name of the woman who played Jenna.
I thought her name is Jenna McCarthy.
I know Katrina Bowden is the receptionist.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, they probably didn't get as much as Baldwin. But then again, he was a bigger
Because
superstar.
he's so damn talented.
He's so damn talented. I mean, if you look at what's the Marvel
Robert Downey Jr.
Jones,
Jessica
Jones.
Oh, Kristen Ritter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean, and then compare her with what maybe bloody what's his Doctor Who name doing? Tennant.
David Tennant.
I mean, I'm guessing she's getting paid more than he is.
Yeah. Sorry, I got distracted by Pamela Anderson's boobs.
Yeah, Pamela Anderson's on the screen. She's got her boobs out. Sorry, this has really gone bad because we were talking about equal rights for women, and then like a couple of arseholes just looked at the screen and went, "Oh, Pamela Anderson's got her boobs out."
Pam Anderson's there. That's
Yeah.
not every day.
And she should get paid more for getting her boobs out.
I bet she got paid more than most of her co-stars.
Yeah, that is a very low cut dress.
It's ridiculous. Anyway.
Anyway, moving swiftly on.
So yeah, I think that's all the news stuff I got covered. There's been a slow week.
Well, I want to talk about the new Top Gear,
Well, yeah.
right? Because
Wait, are we talking about the Grand Tour, or are we talking about?
I'm talking about BBC's Top Gear, right? And the reason I'm talking about that before Jeremy Clarkson and all that is people are like, "Oh, it's going to be crap." You know, everyone's going to watch the Grand Tour instead. No, don't be a twat. You're going to watch both.
Well, that's it. I'll be honest with you, I haven't got a vested. I don't think it's going to be a mainstay of my week anymore. Like back when it was just, Top Gear. Normally, I wouldn't miss it when it was Clarkson, Hammond, and May. This one, like, I don't think I'm going to be that addicted to right from the start.
Well, I think it's going to be successful because a masterstroke was getting Matt LeBlanc in there.
Yeah.
He's got the American audience there, probably the Canadian audience.
Well, that's the thing.
He's a pull.
I like Matt LeBlanc.
I love him, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's got a lot going on, but I just don't think he's got the comedic chops that the other three. And when I say comedic, I mean just utter tomfoolery and tittery.
Yeah, it might not work as well as say.
I had to just turn off the Pamela Anderson boobs.
That's fine. It might not work as well as it did before. It probably won't. But then the Grand Tour is always there as well. So you've got Jeremy, Richard, and James.
Yeah, but then you also got Top Gear Light.
Yeah,
it's Top
with
Gear.
Chris Evans, who's going to be...
Zero Top Gear.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I don't want to talk about it too much because who gives a shit, but...
Well, we do.
Yeah, I do, but I mean, like... do you know what I mean? Like, Top Gear's gold...
You were sounding so up on this.
Well, I did, but now you've sort of... Yeah, you've made me realise, like, Top Gear's used to be a mainstay of my week.
Yeah, and now...
But they only released, like, 6 a year.
Oh, but for them 6 weeks, mate. I mean, everything else could go to hell.
That's another thing. I was going to talk to you about, like, UK programming and American programming.
Okay.
In the sense that quality-wise...
Quantity.
Quality versus quantity. However, I would actually defy that because quality of American stuff now, I think, is top-notch.
Well,
like, if you look at, especially these Netflix series, all right, you look at Daredevil, just for example, right?
Yeah.
House of Cards, right? You've got the budget, you've got brilliant acting, right? You've got storyline and structure, right? Also, particularly in House of Cards terms, a perfect amount of episodes. Now, compare that, to Sherlock from Britain, which is a great show,
Well,
but there's only like 3 seasons with 3 episodes.
yeah, but the episodes are an hour and a half long. I think they're like a movie each. aren't
They are, yeah. They're like 80 minutes or
I
something.
think what American TV's finally done is it struck the right balance of how many episodes to have.
Yeah,
Like, all your best shows, Game of Thrones has got 10 episodes.
yeah,
Walking Dead, I'm putting that up there, that's 16 episodes. House of Cards, 13. Daredevil, 13. None of them go above these. And even then, Walking Dead, for example, they split it into 2 8-episode.
sort of half seasons.
Yeah, and that's the perfect amount. When, like, back in the 24 days, when it would be 24 episodes of 40 minutes, same with Lost.
Yeah,
That was when you used to get your filler episodes, and stuff would drag on for too long.
yeah.
And yeah, I think that's when you start having the big budget stuff and the quality would dip.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, I think HBO set the standard for this.
HBO is the best for it.
You know, you've got, I remember Band of Brothers. You know, things like
Oh, good old Bob.
Boardwalk Empire.
What's
Boardwalk Empire. Oh, mate, you've just got to watch it. You know, I think Sopranos obviously was HBO, wasn't it?
Yep.
You know,
Well, Sopranos Kickstarter. Like that was,
yeah, Sopranos
we were
was
talking
the
about this earlier, and it's like you had like go back 10 years. You had that first wave of the brilliant TV shows coming out. When TV was starting to hit like the pinnacle of.
yeah.
And right now, I think it's the best time to ever watch TV.
Oh yeah,
But like you had your first wave, you had Sopranos, Lost, Heroes,
Deadwood,
Prison Break, Heroes, Firefly,
Heroes.
Heroes again,
Yeah.
probably Sopranos, and yeah. So you had them,
Yeah.
and now you've moved on to the point where you've got Breaking Bad, Walking Dead,
Yeah.
Game of Thrones, Sherlock, other things. It's just I think now they've got it just down to a fine art, and that's
Yeah.
why TV is the hot property at the minute.
Bless me. Yeah, I think you're right. Well, no, I think like because if you look, I just think HBO have really done it because then recent times.
Just one sneeze. There? Just,
Yeah, one sneeze there.
just one
I
sneeze
get it
there?
all out in one.
Oh, that's fair. You don't fuck
Clear
it.
out. No,
Got it
fuck.
all over my couch as well.
Yeah, of course I have. But you've got things like True Detective, right? Then Game of Thrones,
True
Sopranos.
Detective. I forgot all about True
Yeah,
Detective.
do you know what I mean? Like, and then The Wire. I mean, these
Oh,
are
yeah, that was-
these
that
are
was a big
the
step.
greatest TV shows ever made. All right, True Detective probably is great, but it's so short. But
Season
like,
1 is phenomenal. Do you know I still haven't got around to season 2? I've heard many bad things.
yeah, I have as well.
Well,
I said it. They said it was good, but it wasn't as good.
Yeah.
But then, like going back to HBO, you've then got like, things like Curb Your Enthusiasm as HBO.
God damn,
This-
I love Curb.
like HBO for me is the best thing out there.
Yeah.
But again, that's because they have taken the best of both worlds, mixing quality with quantity, best acting. You know, even things like Deadwood, which were high budget and some of the acting was suspect, the storylines were great.
Yeah.
And if you haven't watched Deadwood, watch it.
Well, see, I've not watched Deadwood.
Ah, it's great.
Well, I've not watched The Wire either.
The Wire is the best show ever made.
It's the best show that nobody's ever seen. That's what they always say about
Yeah.
it. Because it's been up there for me.
It's so good. You want to see Idris Elba, mate? Watch The Wire.
And I do want to see more Idris Elba.
You
Did
need-
watch Luther?
Yeah, Luther's great.
Luther's great. He just go around and just murder people.
That's
and
it.
Then his wife was just...
You can never have too much Idris Elba in your life, mate.
Well, apparently, Beasts of No Nations was meant to be good.
Was it?
With him, and that was his big film last year, and that was one of the big things about the whole Oscars being racist, where there were no nominees who were
Oh,
who
right.
weren't white, because Beasts of No Nation is meant to be well up there. I really want to see it.
You see, that's the thing, because it also sums up the fact that must have been quite poorly marketed if we didn't really see it.
Yeah, I didn't.
Because
see
otherwise
one-
we would have seen it.
No, I didn't see one trailer for it or nothing.
No. Well, we'll probably start to close down there, mate.
Yeah.
That's just sort of a weekly update on bits of news and bits and bobs that are going on.
Yeah. What's going on with you? How are you and yourself?
How me and myself are good. I've had a bit of gut problems, mate. I've had 3 dumps today, but I've drunk quite a lot of fruity ciders coming over from Sweden and New Zealand. So
Love that stuff.
so the gut's getting used to that, mate. Yeah,
It's fine. I've been doing a lot of garden.
Have you?
Yeah, I've been out there. I mowed.
Did you?
And I planted some flowers.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm getting in touch with my green side
And your feminine side?
and my feminine side.
Yep.
And yeah, that's it's gonna be barbecue weather.
Yep.
It's a roasting 16 degrees outside at the minute.
Yep.
In England, so
In Norwich, in Norfolk,
greatest county.
in the
What?
world. Sorry, I thought we were finishing each other's sentences,
we're not.
mate. All right.
We're not.
Well, don't start it. You know,
We
if you're
don't
not going to
know
finish
each
it,
other
mate,
that
don't start it. Right. Well, yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this podcast as much as we didn't, and we'll probably see you in due course. Please do look at other videos we've made on YouTube, like and subscribe
Give
and
it a
all
look.
that.
Hit us up with some comments. We want to hear what you guys have got to say.
Yeah, we want the 15 listeners / viewers to actually give us some feedback, please.
Well, that's 15 subscribers. We've had
17 subscribers.
17. That's gone up.
Yeah.
Well, them duplicate accounts and our parents, they've
They've
got-
really helped the subscription
They've
rate.
got far-reaching influence.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, thanks guys. Check out some videos. Speak to you soon.
Yep, bobsleigh. Hey guys, thanks for watching that video. If you liked it, please press the like button. If you really liked it, please subscribe. Or, Steve,
If you like us even that little bit teeny tiny more, we're on Twitter, we're on the Facebook, we're on the emails. We'd love to hear what you guys want to listen to, want to watch. So let us know. Hit that subscribe button. Probably hit it.
yeah,
Hit it.
hit it.
Hit it and quit it. Probably don't quit it.